The stars twinkled brightly in the night sky as Emma sat on her porch, looking out into the vastness above. She remembered the nights when she and her best friend, Jake, would lie on the grass, counting stars and dreaming about the future. But now, those moments felt like a distant memory. Jake had moved away to another city, and the distance between them seemed to stretch like an endless space. Emma felt a heavy sadness in her heart. She missed Jake's laughter, his jokes, and the way he always knew how to make her smile. They had shared so much, from secrets whispered in the dark to dreams of adventures they wanted to take together. But ever since he left, her world felt emptier. The calls and texts had become less frequent, and she couldn't shake the feeling that they were drifting apart. Sitting on the porch, Emma took a deep breath and tried to remember the last time they had talked. It had been weeks since Jake had sent her a message. She fished her phone out of her pocket and stared at the screen, hoping for a notification. When it didn't buzz, she felt a wave of disappointment wash over her. Why is it so hard? She murmured to herself. She wanted to reach out, to reconnect, but doubts filled her mind. Would Jake even want to hear from her? Was she still important to him? The thought made her heart ache. As the evening settled in, Emma decided to take a walk. She needed to clear her mind. The familiar streets felt different without Jake beside her. She passed the park where they used to play basketball and the coffee shop where they spent hours talking about their dreams. Each place brought back memories. But they also highlighted the distance that now separated them. Walking under the streetlights, Emma thought about how easy it used to be to share everything with Jake. They were a team, always supporting each other. But now, she felt like she was fighting a battle alone. The thought of reaching out felt like standing in front of an alien fleet, intimidating and overwhelming. But deep down, Emma knew she had to try. She remembered how brave Jake had always been, facing challenges head-on. If he could do that, then so could she. With renewed determination, she decided to send him a message. Emma stopped in front of a tall oak tree, took a deep breath, and typed out her feelings. Hey Jake, I miss you a lot. Things aren't the same without you here. I'd love to catch up. Can we talk soon? After hitting send, she felt a mix of hope and anxiety. What if he didn't respond? Oh, what if he had moved on? But as she stared at her phone, she also felt a flicker of courage. She was reaching out, just like Jake would have done. The next few days felt like an eternity. Emma checked her phone constantly, hoping for a reply. Each time it buzzed, her heart raced, only to be disappointed when it was just a notification from a game. She tried to keep busy, focusing on school and spending time with her family, but her mind kept drifting back to Jake. Finally, one evening, just as she was about to give up hope, her phone chimed. It was a message from Jake. Hey, Emma.
One miss.
You too. I'd love to catch up. How about a video call this weekend? A wave of relief washed over her. She could hardly believe it. They were still connected despite the distance. Emma quickly replied, her heart racing with excitement. As the weekend approached, she felt a sense of joy bubbling inside her. The call would be their chance to reconnect, to bridge the gap that had formed between them. She imagined their laughter, and the familiar comfort of sharing their lives again. On the day of the call, Emma set everything up, her heart pounding with anticipation. When Jake's face appeared on the screen, she felt a rush of happiness. They talked about everything's cool. Friends, and the adventures they wanted to have in the future. The distance that had once felt so vast began to shrink, and hope filled the space between them, as they laughed and shared stories. Emma realized that even though they were miles apart, their friendship was strong enough to weather any storm. They were like the Argonaut, facing the unknown together, ready to fight whatever battles lay ahead in that moment. Emma knew that their connection was unbreakable, no matter the distance. And just like the human battleship standing against an overwhelming alien fleet, she felt empowered to face the challenges of life, knowing that true friendship could conquer anything. After their video call, Emma felt a sense of joy that had been missing for weeks. Seeing Jake's smile and hearing his voice made the distance between them feel a little smaller. Yet as the days went by, she couldn't shake the feeling that something was still off. They had talked about everything, but it still felt like there were so many unsaid words hanging in the air the next week. Emma found herself sitting on her porch again, staring at her phone. She wanted to text Jake, but what would she say? They had shared so much in the past, but now it felt like they were in different worlds. She remembered how they used to share their worries and dreams without hesitation. Now, it felt like a struggle to bridge the gap that distance had created. Maybe I should just wait for him to reach out again, she thought. But deep down, she knew that wasn't the answer. Jake had always been the one who encouraged her to take risks, to be brave. "Can't wait for the universe to bring you what you want," he would say. "You have to go after it." Inspired by his words, Emma decided to take action. She got up from her porch and grabbed her sketchbook. Art had always been a way for her to express her feelings, and she thought it might help her figure out how. To reconnect, she flipped to a blank page and began to draw. She sketched a scene of two friends standing together, surrounded by stars. It's just like they used to do. As she drew, she felt a sense of calm wash over her. She imagined sending this drawing to Jake, hoping it would remind him of their friendship. Maybe it would spark a conversation about their dreams again. She wanted him to know that no matter how far apart they were, he was still an important part of her life. When she finished the drawing, she took a photo of it with her phone. With a deep breath, she sent it to Jake, along with a message, "I made this for you. It reminded me of our stargazing nights. I hope we can do that again someday." A few moments later, her phone buzzed. Jake had replied, "Wow, Emma, this is amazing. I miss those nights too. We should plan a trip to Stargazy together when I visit next. How have you been?" Emma felt a rush of happiness. They were talking again. She quickly typed back, sharing how she had been feeling since he moved away. "I've missed you a lot. Sometimes it feels like you're so far away, even when we talk. But I'm really glad we're still connected." Jake's response was almost immediate. "I feel the same way. Moving has been tough. But I want to make sure we don't lose what we have. You're still my best friend, no matter the distance." Reading his words filled Emma with hope. She realized that their friendship was strong enough to withstand the challenges of distance. They both cared deeply for each other, and that connection could help them navigate this new phase of their lives as they continued to chat. Emma felt a spark of excitement. They talked about their favorite memories, shared updates about their lives, and even made plans for future adventures. They discussed visiting each other and exploring new places together. The idea of stargazing again filled Emma with joy. Later, after their conversation ended, Emma lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. She felt lighter, as if a weight had been lifted from her shoulders. The distance between them was still there, but it no longer felt like a barrier. Instead, it felt like a challenge they could overcome together. Inspired by their renewed connection, Emma began to think of ways to keep their friendship alive. She suggested they start a weekly challenge each week. They would share something new they had learned or created. It could be a drawing, a recipe, or even a story. They could share their lives in a way that felt meaningful, no matter the miles between them. With each idea, Emma felt more hopeful. She realized that, just like the Argonauts standing against the alien fleet, she and Jake were ready to face the distance together. They could turn this challenge into an opportunity for growth and creativity. As she drifted off to sleep, Emma felt a sense of peace. She knew that true friendships could withstand anything, even the vastness of space. With hope in her heart, she looked forward to the adventures they would share, proving that even in the face of distance, their bond was unbreakable. The war against loneliness was one they could win, together. After their heartwarming conversation, Emma felt a spark of hope. She and Jake had agreed to start their weekly challenge, and she was excited about it. Each week they would share something new they had learned or created. It was a way to stay connected even from afar. Emma wanted to make the most of this opportunity, and she was determined to keep their friendship alive. The following Saturday, Emma decided to kick off the challenge. She thought about what she wanted to share. After some consideration, she settled on something that had always fascinated her: photography. She had recently received a camera as a gift and wanted to capture the beauty of the world around her. Emma spent the day exploring her neighborhood, camera in hand. She wandered through the parks, took pictures of flowers blooming, captured the golden sunlight filtering through the trees. Each click of the shutter made her feel more connected to her surroundings. She even took a photo of the old oak tree where she had drawn the picture for Jake. As the sun began to set, casting a warm glow over everything, Emma returned home feeling satisfied. She selected her favorite photos and compiled them into a small digital album. With a smile on her face, she sent the album to Jake, along with a message, "Here are some photos I took this week. I hope you like them. Can't wait to hear what you've been up to." She felt a rush of excitement as she hit send. Just moments later, her phone buzzed. Jake had replied, "Wow, these are amazing, Emma. You have a real talent for photography. I love the one of the oak tree. It reminds me of our talks under the stars." "I've been working on something too." Emma's heart raced. She was thrilled to hear that Jake was also participating in the challenge. "What have you been working on?" she asked eagerly. Jake replied, "I've been learning to cook. I made a pasta dish from scratch and it actually turned out pretty good. I'll send you a picture. We should have a cooking night together when I visit." Emma felt a swell of joy. The thought of cooking together filled her with excitement. They used to experiment in the kitchen, trying out new recipes and laughing when things didn't go as planned. "That sounds awesome. I can't wait to try your pasta. You'll have to teach me your secrets." Their conversation flowed effortlessly, and they exchanged photos of the pasta Jake had made. It looked delicious and made Emma even more eager for their future cooking night. She could almost imagine the laughter and fun they would have together. Just like old times, as the days passed, Emma and Jake continued to share their weekly challenges. One week, Emma tried her hand at painting, creating a colorful sunset inspired by her photography. She sent it to Jake, who responded with a video of him attempting to build a model spaceship. Watching him struggle but laugh at his own mistakes made her heart swell with happiness. Each challenge brought them closer, and Emma felt the distance between them shrinking. They were no longer just two friends separated by miles. They were partners in creativity, sharing their lives in a way that felt meaningful. One evening, Emma sat on her porch, reflecting on how far they had come since Jake moved away. She realized that their friendship was like the Argonaut, strong and resilient, ready to face any challenge. They were fighting against the loneliness that often came with distance, and together, they were winning. Feeling inspired, Emma decided to send Jake a message. "I was thinking, when you visit next, we should do a big project together. Maybe we could create a scrapbook of all our challenges. It would be a fun way to remember everything we've done." Jake replied quickly, "That's a fantastic idea. We can fill it with photos, drawings, and even recipes. It will be our adventure book." Emma smiled, her heart full. This was more than just a scrapbook. It was a symbol of their friendship and the journey they had taken together. They were building something special, brick by brick, even from afar. As she lay in bed that night, Emma felt a sense of peace. The distance that once felt so daunting now seemed like a small hurdle. She understood that true connections could withstand anything, even the vastness of space. With hope in her heart, she looked forward to the many adventures they would continue to share, proving that together they could conquer any challenge that came their way. As the weeks passed, Emma and Jake's friendship grew stronger through their creative challenges. They filled their scrapbook with photos, drawings, and stories, each page telling a bit of their journey together. Emma felt more connected to Jake than ever, but she still longed for the day when they could be together in person again. One evening, Emma sat on her porch with the scrapbook open in her lap. She flipped through the pages, smiling at their memories, the vibrant sunset painting, the delicious pasta dish, and the hilarious video of Jake's failed spaceship model. Each page was a reminder of how they had turned their distance into a creative adventure. But as she looked at the scrapbook, Emma felt a twinge of sadness. "I wish we could do all of this together," she thought. She missed sharing those moments. Face to face, the laughter, the excitement, even the little messes they made. Inspired by her thoughts, Emma decided it was time to take action again. She wanted to plan something special for when Jake finally visited. They had talked about it many times, but now she felt a strong urge to make it happen. She picked up her phone and typed a message to Jake. I have an idea. When you visit, let's have a mini adventure day. We can explore the parks, have a picnic, and even take some photos for our scrapbook. She hit send and leaned back, feeling nervous yet excited. Would Jake like the idea? Moments later, her phone buzzed. Jake replied, That sounds amazing. I can't wait. We should set a date for my visit. Emma's heart raced with joy. They quickly began planning Jake's trip, choosing a weekend that worked for both of them. As the days passed, Emma felt a renewed sense of hope. She realized that their friendship was not just about the distance. It was about the strength they found in each other and the memories they created, no matter where they were. Finally, the weekend of Jake's visit arrived. Emma woke up early, filled with excitement and anticipation. She had been preparing for this day for weeks, planning every detail of their adventure. She decided to make a special breakfast for them, pancakes, Jake's favorite, as she cooked. She thought about all the moments they would share. They would explore the park, take photos, and laugh, just like they used to. The thought of being together again filled her with warmth. When Jake arrived, Emma could hardly contain her excitement. They hugged tightly, and it felt as if no time had passed at all. I've missed you so much, Emma exclaimed. Me too. It's great to be back, Jake replied, his face lighting up with a smile. They started their day at the park, where the sun shone brightly and the flowers bloomed with vibrant colors. Emma and Jake ran around taking photos of each other and capturing the beauty of the day. Every click of the camera felt like a celebration of their friendship as they set up. The picnic blanket, Jake pulled out a small box from his backpack. I brought you something, he said, grinning. Emma's eyes widened in surprise as she opened the box to find a small camera charm. This is to remind you that we're always capturing moments together, no matter the distance, Jake explained. Emma, I felt touched by the gesture. Thank you, this is perfect, she said, putting the charm on her bracelet. It felt like a symbol of their friendship and the adventures they had shared. After their picnic, they explored the park, climbing trees and playing games. They even took silly selfies, laughing at the funny faces they made. Emma realized how much she had missed these simple moments. Later, they found a quiet spot by a pond where they sat together, talking about their dreams and plans for the future. Emma shared her hopes of traveling and exploring new places, and Jake talked about his passion for cooking and trying new recipes. As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over everything, Emma felt a wave of gratitude wash over her. She realized that despite the challenges of distance, their friendship was stronger than ever. They had turned what could have been a lonely experience into an adventure filled with creativity, laughter, and hope. As they packed up to leave, Emma looked at Jake and said, I'm so glad we did this. It feels like we're unstoppable together, like the Argonaut facing those alien ships. Jake laughed. Absolutely. No distance can keep us apart. We're a team, no matter what. With hope in her heart and a smile on her face, Emma knew that their friendship could weather any storm. Together, they were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, proving that true connections could conquer anything, even the vastness of space. After a wonderful weekend together, Emma felt a renewed sense of hope. Spending time with Jake had reminded her of the strong bond they shared, despite the distance that sometimes made her feel lonely. Their adventure day had been filled with laughter and joy, and she wanted to keep that spirit alive when they were apart, as the days turned into weeks. Emma returned to her routine, but she couldn't help but think about Jake often. She missed their late-night talks and the way they could share everything without hesitation. Even though they were still in touch, she felt an ache of sadness whenever she remembered their time together. She wanted to keep the connection strong, but she wasn't sure how. One evening, while flipping through their scrapbook, Emma had an idea. They had been sharing creative challenges, but what if they took it a step further? What if they worked together on a bigger project? She could suggest creating a short film that combined their interests: photography, cooking, and their shared memories. It would be a fun way to express their friendship and showcase their adventures. Excited by the idea, Emma quickly grabbed her phone and texted Jake, "What if we made a short film together? We could combine our photos, recipes, and stories. It would be like our own adventure movie." Within moments, Jake replied, That's a brilliant idea, Emma. I'd love to do that. Let's brainstorm some ideas. Emma's heart raced with excitement. They began exchanging messages filled with ideas, discussing what scenes they could include in their film. Jake suggested using the photos they had taken during their adventure day, while Emma proposed adding voiceovers to narrate their experiences. They could even include some of the silly moments, like Jake's failed spaceship model and their cooking mishaps, as they worked on the project. Emma felt a surge of inspiration. She decided to start by writing a script that would tie their memories. Together, she poured her heart into it, recalling their favorite moments and the dreams they had shared. It was a way to celebrate their friendship and remind themselves of the strength they had found in each other. After finishing the script, Emma sent it to Jake. "Here's what I've written. I hope you like it," she wrote, feeling nervous, but hopeful. Jake responded quickly, "I love it. Perfectly captures our adventures. Let's start filming this weekend. I'll bring my camera and some supplies for our next cooking challenge." Emma's excitement grew as they planned for the weekend. They would film their cooking challenge and incorporate it into their short film, blending their creativity with their friendship. Felt like they were embarking on a new adventure, one that would bring them closer together. When the weekend arrived, Emma was ready. She had prepared ingredients for a fun recipe, colorful stir-fry that they could cook. Together, as they set up the camera, she felt a rush of nerves and excitement. This was more than just a cooking challenge. It was a celebration of their friendship and the journey they had taken to reconnect. As they started cooking, laughter filled the kitchen. They joked about their past cooking disasters and tried to follow the recipe, sometimes getting it right, and sometimes not. Emma filmed Jake as he playfully struggled to chop vegetables, and he captured her as she tried to toss the stir-fry in the pan, resulting in some food flying across the room. "Look out, we're under attack," laughed. And Emma couldn't help but giggle. Each moment felt like a treasure, a reminder of how they could create joy together, no matter the distance. After cooking, they sat down to enjoy their meal, and Emma felt a warm glow in her heart. As they took turns sharing their thoughts for the film, she realized how far they had come. The distance that once felt daunting now seemed manageable. They were building something together, piece by piece. Like the Argonaut, facing an overwhelming fleet as the sun began to set. Painting the sky in beautiful colors, Emma looked at Jake and said, "I'm so glad we're doing this. Feels like we can conquer anything together." Jake smiled back. "Absolutely. No matter how far apart we are, our friendship can take on the universe." That night, as Emma lay in bed, she felt a sense of peace. They were creating something special, testament to their resilience and creativity. They had turned their distance into a source of strength, proving that true friendship could withstand anything. With hope in her heart, Emma drifted off to sleep, dreaming of the adventures still to come. Together, they would continue to face whatever challenges lay ahead, and their friendship would shine brighter than ever, like a beacon in the vastness of space. The days after their cooking challenge were filled with excitement as Emma and Jake worked on their short film. They spent hours texting and video chatting, discussing ideas, and planning their next steps. Emma felt a renewed energy as they collaborated, and each conversation made her feel more connected to Jake, despite the miles between them. One evening, while they were brainstorming, Jake suggested something bold. "What if we included a segment about our friendship? We could talk about the distance and how we overcame it. It would make the film even more meaningful." Emma thought about it. "That's a great idea. It shows how we can face challenges together, just like the Argonaut facing those alien warships." Jake smiled. "Exactly. Our friendship is strong, and we've proven that distance can't stop us." With their plan set, they decided to film the segment during their next call. Emma wanted to find the right words to express how much their friendship meant to her. She spent the next few days thinking about it, reflecting on their journey and the challenges they had faced. When the day of the call arrived, Emma felt a mix of nerves and excitement. She set up her camera and made sure everything was ready. Jake joined the call, and they both smiled, ready to share their thoughts. "Okay, let's do this," Jake said, his enthusiasm contagious. "You start." Emma took a deep breath. "Hey everyone, we want to share something special about our friendship. Even though I miss Jake a lot since he moved away, we've found ways to stay connected. It's like we're fighting a battle against distance, and together, we're winning." Jake nodded, adding, "It's not always easy. There are times when I feel lonely, and I really miss hanging out with Emma, but we've made it work by being creative and finding new ways to share our lives." Emma smiled at Jake. "Exactly. We started doing weekly challenges, and that helped a lot. It's like we're on an adventure together, even if we're not in the same place. We're making memories and learning new things, right?" Jake chimed in. "And every time we connect, it reminds us that our friendship is strong. We're like the Argonaut, standing tall against anything that comes our way." As they continued to speak, Emma felt more at ease. They both shared stories of their favorite moments, how they laughed while cooking, the silly photos they took, and the creative projects they had worked on. Each story brought back memories that filled her heart with warmth. After filming their segment, they decided to take a break and grab snacks. While munching on popcorn, Emma felt a wave of gratitude wash over her. "I'm so glad we're doing this, Jake. It feels so good to express how much our friendship means to me." "Me too, Emma. This film isn't just about the fun. It's about us, our connection, and how we've faced this distance together." Jake replied, his eyes shining with sincerity. As they resumed filming, Emma felt the excitement build again. They added fun clips from their cooking challenge and the silly outtakes that made them laugh. Each moment they captured was a reminder of how they could find joy together, no matter the challenges they faced. After finishing their film, they decided to have a small premiere night. They invited a few close friends to join via video call. Emma felt nervous but thrilled. "I hope everyone likes it," she said as they prepared to share their creation. When the time came, Emma hit play, and the screen lit up with their film. Laughter filled the call as their friends watched the funny clips and heartfelt moments. Emma felt proud as they reached the segment about their friendship. She watched as her friends nodded, connecting with the message. When the film ended, there was a moment of silence before everyone erupted in applause. "That was amazing," one friend exclaimed. "You two are such a great team," Emma beamed. "Thank you. We really wanted to show that distance doesn't have to break friendships. We can face challenges together," Jake added. "Exactly. Our friendship is like a ship navigating through tough waters. We support each other, no matter what." As the call ended, Emma felt a sense of accomplishment. They'd shared their story, and it resonated with others. It reminded her that their friendship was a powerful force, capable of overcoming any obstacle. That night, as Emma prepared for bed, she reflected on everything they had achieved. She felt grateful for Jake and the bond they had built. No matter how far apart they were, they had proven that their connection was unbreakable. With hope in her heart, Emma knew that together they could face anything that came their way. Just like the Argonaut standing strong against the odds. After the successful premiere of their short film, Emma felt a sense of accomplishment and joy. Sharing their story with friends had brought her and Jake even closer. They had proven that distance could not break their bond. Instead, it had turned into something stronger and more meaningful. But as time passed, Emma realized that she wanted to take their friendship to the next level. One afternoon, while sitting at her desk, Emma thought about all the fun challenges they had done together. She remembered how they had supported each other through their creative projects and shared their dreams. But now, she wanted to do something even bigger, something that would truly celebrate their friendship and the journey they had taken together. Suddenly, an idea struck her. What if they organized a virtual reunion? They could invite their friends to join, and everyone could share their own stories about overcoming challenges. It would be like a celebration of friendship and resilience, uniting everyone no matter where they lived. Emma felt a rush of excitement at the thought. With determination, she grabbed her phone and texted Jake. "Hey, what do you think about planning a virtual reunion? We can invite our friends and share our stories about staying connected despite distance." Jake replied almost instantly, "That sounds fantastic. I love it. We can set a date and make it special." Feeling energized, Emma spent the next few days planning every detail. She created a list of friends to invite, started a group chat, and brainstormed ideas for games and activities. She wanted everyone to feel included, just like she and Jake had felt during their film project. Emma even thought about how they could incorporate some of their challenges into the reunion. Finally, the day of the virtual reunion arrived. Emma felt a mix of excitement and nerves. She decorated her room with colorful lights and set up her laptop ready to welcome everyone. As the clock ticked closer to the start time, she could hardly contain her enthusiasm. When the reunion began, Emma was thrilled to see her friends join the video call. They greeted each other with smiles, and the chat quickly filled with laughter and chatter. Emma introduced the reunion, explaining how they had all faced challenges during the past months and how important it was to support one another. Just like how Jake and I have stayed connected, Emma said, glancing at Jake, who was beaming with pride. We want to celebrate our friendships and share our stories. As the reunion unfolded, friends took turns sharing their experiences. Some talked about how they had coped with loneliness, while others shared creative projects they had started. It was heartwarming to hear everyone's stories, and Emma felt a sense of unity growing among them. When it was Emma and Jake's turn, they shared their journey of overcoming distance through creativity. They talked about their challenges, the cooking experiments, and the film they had created together. Emma could see her friends nodding, connecting with their story after sharing. Emma suggested they play a game inspired by their challenges. Let's do a show and tell. Everyone can bring something that represents their journey during this time, she proposed. The idea was met with enthusiasm, and soon everyone was back with items that held special meaning. One friend brought a painting she had created, while another showed a journal filled with thoughts and sketches. When it was Jake's turn, he held up his camera charm, explaining how it reminded him of their friendship. Emma smiled. Feeling proud of how their idea had brought everyone together, they laughed, shared memories, and celebrated their connections. It was a reminder that, despite the distance, they were all part of a larger community. As the reunion came to an end, Emma felt a deep sense of fulfillment. They had created something special, a space where everyone could share their stories and feel supported. It reminded her of the Argonaut facing the overwhelming alien fleet. Together, they had found a way to navigate their challenges. Thank you all for joining. This has been amazing, Emma said, her voice filled with emotion. Let's keep this connection alive. We're stronger together. As the call ended and Emma closed her laptop, she felt a wave of gratitude wash over her. She knew that her friendship with Jake had transformed into something beautiful, and now they had also strengthened their connections with their friends. Lying in bed that night, Emma reflected on everything they had accomplished. They had turned their distance into a source of strength, proving that true friendships could conquer any challenge. With hope in her heart, she drifted off to sleep, dreaming of all the adventures still to come, knowing that together they could face anything the universe threw their way.